Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to this paediatric session this afternoon. We have two speakers. I'm going to be starting first, and then Louise is going to follow on afterwards. I'd like to introduce you to two major projects that we're both undertaking at the moment, and we are hoping that it will improve our knowledge and it will enhance the paediatric stoma care. I'd like to begin with a 10-minute video of an interview of a child called Nyla. It's quite self-explanatory, so I'm not going to say any more.
My journey was it started in year 3, and it grew from there. So it just started. I was in pain. My mum was panicking about it, and she just told. We just went to the hospital, and then we had lots and lots of tests from there. It just kept going. I've got the stoma because I have an illness called SIPO, and my nerves in my throat, when I eat, they don't work very well. So, and when my poo comes out, it can cause me pain if I eat too much solid food. So my stoma just gets rid of most of that pain. I've had it for about a year from February a year and a few months. Well, the information they gave me is one time I was in hospital and I was in pain. This nurse that I was with, she read me a story about it, and she gave me a teddy as well for it, and she explained it in so much detail about it. And also right before, the lady I was in the room with was, she was just showing me what it would feel like. I feel like it did. I felt a bit it was a bit weird and just something different and that I'd never seen before. And when I first saw it, when the nurse was changing it one time, I just looked away completely because I just didn't want to see it. I was very scared.
Most of the patients, like Nyla, focused on the negative outcomes than positive ones. The main themes encountered across all patient perceptions focused on issues around leaking, smell, school life, managing the stoma, and information regarding social effects. We used informal discussion with both the parents and the children, using various methods to gain the information that we were after. Both the focus groups and interviews were standardised to a single format. We always started with an icebreaker. And this is an icebreaker showing the families together we gave them the task to have to make an animal using a stoma equipment and some art equipment. And this was the outcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to share this session and to give the lecture. I'm very happy that Coloplast asked me to be the manager of the writing of a guideline for the pediatric population. And I am working on this project with a great team. The first time we met, we found a name for our group. So we are the GPS. This one is easy, NAB. So the Global Pediatric Stoma Advisory Board. So we officially start at the end of January. We had a Skype call. Some people, we are 7. Some people I knew, others not. So, from the first time, there was a good link with all of us. And we met for the first time on March 19. It was the first face-to-face meeting. And we had one day to work. And I can tell you it was so constructive, positive, efficient, And I can assure you that pediatric ET nurses, when you give them a voice, they are so happy, so they will tell everything you need to know. Just to give you some ideas about what the recommendation will be about. First of all, very important, the establishment of a good therapeutic relationship. When you work with adults, you establish a relationship with your adult patient. But when you work with children, you have to establish a relationship with the patient, should it be a baby, a child, a teenager, and then with the family, the siblings sometimes. Of course, there will be a large section about stomach care. Body profile may be very different from a baby to a teenager. Also, we always question, should we mark ostomy in children? Should we or should we not use convexity? So again, we will give you recommendation, the best as we can. The care of the mucus fistula, do we cover or not? We will have a section about refeeding. And refeeding, even in our group, it was still controversial, and it would vary from one center to another. We will talk about the products, the accessories, and we will give also some tips, like when you have to use paste on a child. How do you remove it? Because you don't want to scratch, you don't want to disrupt the skin. So we will have very clever and simple tips to support the removal. We will talk also about anal dilation, and this is an important part of the care after stoma closure. It is important to teach the parents how to do it. They must do it correctly because it can be very detrimental to the anastomosis. And this part, in my experience, it was a very, very difficult part. We had to support the parent because they were more worried about this than taking care of an ostomy. I forgot to tell you that when we were asked to develop this guideline, they told us it should be 20-25 pages, but we are at version 4 already with 50 pages. So we are working on diminishing it, but and education and psychological impact is taking a lot, because you must consider in neonates, in the toddlers, in the teenagers, so it's different, and the way to teach them is different also. So we already found a solution. For those wanting to know more, to learn more, we will put the basis, yes, in the guideline, but we will create links that you will be able to refer to know more later on. You will have also in the guideline comprehensive information and many tips for the pediatric population. And this will be for the stomach care nurse, but also for the nurses working in pediatric. And I think that this guideline will also be very helpful when we are teaching ET nursing or stomach care nursing. So the future, yes, we are in the present, working very hard, but thinking about the future. So as I told you, we will complete it at the end of August. And we want, as it has been said many times during this meeting, we want to keep it alive, not on a shelf, so we must spread the good news. So we want to take the opportunity to present at regional, national, and international meetings. We want it to be published. And also something very important, we would like to have it translated. I already know other guidelines who are just in English, but maybe in the group we have people coming from many countries, so we already have a good team to translate it. And one of our team members also would like to validate, I think she developed a quality of life of children with an ostomy tool, and she would like us to validate it. And maybe also it would be nice to have a newsletter about a pediatric ET nursing, perhaps an outline, and also maybe we could develop webinars. And we are open to any other recommendation you may have. So we are welcoming your suggestion, your comments, and we thank you very much for your attention, and thank you.